Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Inside Pitch Baseball, Game 3 of 2020. It's the Braves at the Mets. And we're going to see, I believe it's Newcomb versus Porcello. See what happens. And we'll talk about some hacks along the way, some ways to simplify the base running for guys that want to try this game out and are, a little intimidated by the curve, the learning curve. That really doesn't happen all that often, but there are some simple hacks that I used when I started playing in the first few games until I started becoming comfortable with it. So let's get started. Now, inside pitch, you'd think modern games take a little bit longer, and there's an aspect of them that does, but there's an aspect of them that doesn't because there's so many strikeouts that you don't have to roll a second time for the batter card. So a lot of times you get a strikeout right off the pitcher card, and I'll show you how to do that. Now, I'm also introducing these really cool dice that are double D6s. I got a black one and a white one. I just ordered these, and you can get these for yourself. It's just to mix it up a little bit. They're really nice to have. We're rolling a black and a white, and then we're going to be rolling a red to differentiate for the extra informational die, if you will, or the modifier. That it's not always a modifier, I guess. I don't know, maybe it is, but I also see it as an informational die. At least in some other games, it gives you information. And let's get started here. We're going to roll. Umpires are collecting the lineup cards from the managers. The Braves are going to start us off with Ronnie Acuna. It's going to be Albies at second base, batting second. Batting third is Freddie Freeman. Marcell Ozuna, the left fielder, batting cleanup. Adams in the DH spot, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Dansby Swanson. Riley, he is at third base, and he's batting seventh. Batting eighth is Ender Enciarte. And I did not write the critical data, which is so important to this game. So, and I will write that as we kind of go 3-0 minus 1, 3-0 minus 1. And I will, as they bat, I'll do that because I forgot to do it. Let's get it rolling. Umpires say play ball. Let's do this. Rick Porcello, who was 1-7 in 2020 with a 5.64 ERA. He was one of the Mets' better pitchers. And that's going to be a 2 and a 4, and that's going to be a ballpark. So this is when we bring the ballpark in. I'm going to have to roll on that. And it's a 4 and a 6, and that is a Starline 2, which is a ground ball second base. Second baseman, Cano, over to first, one down. So I usually use black and white cards, but in this case I am using the color cards because I like the Mets blue and orange. Now it is Super Bowl. It is Super Bowl day today. It is Super Bowl day, and I will be watching the Super Bowl, but for now we're playing some baseball. And I hope there's nobody else streaming right now. I don't like to stream when other guys are streaming. I like to give them their opportunity to kind of share with our community. All right, Albies, the second baseman, is a switch hitter. He's batting lefty against Porcello. Here goes. And that is a 3 and a 2, and that's a walk plus. That's a 10 plus a. And that is, that's going to be not a walk because it's a 10 plus a 4. That's 14. We rolled an 18. So we're going to roll off Albies, and that is a 3 and a 5, and that is a Starline 4, which is a fly ball left field. Left field for the Mets is Davis. Center field is Nimmo, and right field is Conforto. Around the infield, the first baseman, Alonso. Second baseman, Cano. Shortstop, Rosario. Actually, I should have gone to third first. McNeil is at third. Rosario's is short. Nito is behind the plate today. And next is Freddie Freeman. He's a 3 range and a 1 error. Here's Porcello with the pitch to Freddie Freeman. It's the left-hander. And that's a 3 and a 6, and that's a blank. So that takes us to Freddie Freeman's card. It's a 64, a 6 and a 4, and that is line left field. And right there is Davis for the out. 3 up, 3 down. We go to bottom of the first. No score. All right, here we are in the bottom of the first inning. It's going to be the shortstop, Ahmed Rosario, leading us off, followed by McNeil, the third baseman. Batting third is Pete Alonso at first base. The DH is Yoenis Cespedes. Right fielder batting fifth is Michael Conforto. Batting sixth is Davis, the left fielder. Second baseman is Robbie Cano. Catcher Nito. Batting eighth and batting ninth is center fielder Nimmo. And on the mound is Sean Newcomb. He's a lefty. He had an 11 ERA, pitched in 13 innings, 0-2 record. And here's the pitch to Rosario. So that's going to be a 1 and a 3, and that's a range play at the ballpark. So we're going to throw that extra die. And where is that extra die? I usually use my green die for that. Here it is. We got a kind of blue-green. So we're going to roll on the ballpark card. Now I'm going to show you a quick hack. That's a 5, so it's almost guaranteed to be a hit, and I believe it's an automatic hit because I don't think there's anybody with a 5 on the Braves. So that's going to be a 2-2, and actually on a pop-up, that's going to be a foul ball, I believe. He does not get to that. So that's a foul ball on the pop-up. And you know what? I don't even really know the rule for that. Let's see. Do we just start again with the pitcher? I don't think so. Do we roll now on the batter card? Or do we re-roll on the ballpark card? You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to re-roll on the ballpark card. Another range well, that was a range play there. So it would have to give us a second range play, and it hasn't. So we're going to roll on the batter card now, I guess. So he fouls it off. It goes from the pitcher to the ballpark. He fouls it off. It could go. We could start. Let's just start over from scratch on the pitcher. Let's do that. And that is going to be a 6 and a 3, and that is a double question mark. And it's a 1-3 here. We have against a righty, 1-3 would be a base hit, and it's going to be an out. Actually, no, it's going to go to the batter card, and that is a 1 and a 4, and that is line base hit right field. Rosario, after fouling one off, and he gets a base hit. He's on at first. All right, up is Jeff McNeil. He's a lefty. That's a 3-3, and that's at the ballpark again. Let's see what happens here. And that is a 6 and a 5, and that is a ground ball second base. Now this could be a double play. So -2 and a 1, so that, and plus the infield's in. So it's a 1 on McNeil's card. It's a 1 because the infield's halfway. It's a 6-5. Oh, that's a hold on a second. 6-5 is a G4. So it's the second baseman. Now we're going to get a +1. So on a 1, Swanson is a +1 on the hold on, McNeil. Let's do McNeil here. On the pivot rating. So it's going to be a 1. So on a 1, there's a double play. Otherwise, oh, look at that. They turn it 4-6-3, double play. Holy smokes. All right, so McNeil hits into a double play. It's a smash at the second baseman. And it takes a bad hop on it, but Albies whips it to the shortstop, Swanson, and Swanson fires a bullet to first base to Freeman. Freeman scoops it out of the dirt for the double play. Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso is a 213. All right, and here's the pitch from Newcomb. And I'm just thinking about one thing. I don't think it was a range play. It was just at the ballpark, or was it a range play at the ballpark on McNeil? No, I think it was just a range play. I don't think he has a range play at the ballpark. It was a range play at the ballpark. So first we got to get. Yeah, that was a big one. That was a big one. I should have wrote that down. I believe it was so. So let's back up a second here because there's a part that we missed out of that. And it was a range play at the ballpark. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember being in anything else. I remember I'm pretty sure it was a 1-3 we rolled on that. So on the one, he's going to get to it. Then for him to get to it, so hold on a second. Hold on. So on the one that we rolled on the green die, he got to the ball. And now we have to roll to see if he can get an out. He needs a 1 for the double play now. And it's a 6, so he's going to go to first. Then it's going to be a 4-3. So not a double play. They review it, and they say no double play. And here we go to Alonso now. And we will write that down from now on so we know every step of the way. I do that. I'll write it on the side here like it's a range play because when you're using the second card, you have a tendency there's a lot of things going on. So that's a nice little hack just to kind of write it down on the side there when it's one of those range play. Sometimes I'll even do the type of error that it is because you got 3 types of errors. The throwing error, the ground ball error, and the regular error. And it's important. They're all different. So it's important to kind of and especially if you're using the same dice, you won't see it there anymore. So, all right. So Alonso with runner on second base. Here's a pitch from Newcomb. That is a 5 and a 4, and that is a strikeout. And Alonso against the lefties, a 13 plus 1 is a 14. The ballpark is plus 1, and he strikes out. Alonso down swinging for out number 2. And here's Yoenis Cespedes, the pitch from Newcomb. And a 6 and a 2 is an error on a throw. So we're going to check that out. I'm going to put that there. Error on a throw. And we will roll the D20. And we're rolling on Cespedes. See if there is a throw. 4-4. And that's a drive in the gap. And that's going to bounce in between both the center fielder Acuna, the center fielder Enciarte and Acuna. And there still may be an error on the throw on this one. So that's going to drive in a run. The Mets are up 1-0. And let's see if there's an error on the throw. And the 3, I believe, who was that to? It was a 4-4. That was to the left fielder. So not the right fielder, but the left fielder, Ozuna. And let's check Ozuna real quick here. And let's see, Ozuna is a left field 4-5. So he is going to make a throwing error. So 4-5. And that will allow Cespedes to go. Now, Cespedes is a 3. And I believe he can get an extra base out of this. I believe he gets an extra base out of this if he can beat a roll of a D6. So let's see, a failed throwing error. And it was a double to left. So double to left. All right. No, it's only a one base error there. Yeah, it's only a 1 base error on that. He's not going to get a chance to take the extra base. 1 base error, 1 extra base advancement. All right, so then that's going to throwing error. It will allow Cespedes to go to third base. So we got 2 outs, runner on third. 1-0 Mets. Sean Newcomb to Conforto. There's a pitch, and that's a 4 and a 6, and that's a walk plus. Against a lefty, that will be an automatic base on balls. Puts runners on first and second. 3-0 -2. Filling in the defensive and range stats information. J.D. Davis now. Davis with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Sean Newcomb, of course, with an 11 ERA is struggling. What a surprise. And that is a 3-3, and that will be at the ballpark again. So this is a straight up at the ballpark for J.D. Davis. We will just do that. So we remember, we don't want to screw up like we did before. And here's a pitch. Here's a swing. That's a 6 and a 2, and that's grounded to shortstop. Shortstop Swanson goes to first to retire the side. So it's 1 run on 2 hits, a walk, an error, and the Mets lead at 1-0. All right, we go to top of the second. Porcello is going to face Ozuna, Adams, and Swanson. All righty, we're back. Sorry for the delay. To pull something off the stove. All right, Porcello is facing Marcell Ozuna. Here's a pitch. Ozuna is a right-handed hitter. That's snake eyes. It's going to be a range play at the ballpark, and again, we're going to write that in. Range play at the ballpark because it's different than a straight-up range play. So this is going to be. We're going to look at the field again, and we're going to roll, see what happens, and we're going to roll that. That's a 4-6. A 4-6 is a star line 2. That's to the second baseman. We roll the 6, and that's by Cano. Ground ball, past Cano into center field. All right, so that was a quick one. And next is Matt Adams. He's a left-handed hitter. Matt Adams is the DH, so we're not going to add anything to him. That's a 2 and a 4, and that is a ballpark again. It's a straight ballpark. And that is a 2 and a 1, and that is a pull home run. That's a ball that's pulled down the line into the right field corner. Will this go? I don't know, but we will find out against a righty. And that is a foul home run. That's out of here. 2-run shot by Matt Adams and puts the Braves up by a score of 2-1. All right, Dansby Swanson now, and Adams around the bases with that shot that he pulled into the right field corner. And it looked foul there for a second, but the umpire said home run. And there will be no challenge here on that. All right, it's going to be Dansby Swanson up. That's a 2 and a 4, and that is again at a ballpark. It's a straight up ballpark. That's a 4 and a 2, and that is a pull home run again, this time to left field, because I think Swanson's a righty. And against a righty, he's going to be a 10. And that ball is foul. So we're going to roll off of Swanson. And that's a 6 and a 5. That's line and caught by the shortstop, Rosario. Hit on the screws, but right at the shortstop. He just had to time his leap a little bit and brought it down. Riley, pitch from Porcello. That's a 3 and a 1, and that is against a righty. That is a ground ball and through the left side. Base hit. 1-out single for Austin Riley. Here's the lefty, Ender Enciarte. Here's the pitch from Porcello. That's a 2 and a 6, and that's a blank. That takes us to Enciarte's card. That's a 4-4, and that is line and caught, and this could be a double play. And that's a 4 with a runner at first, line to the shortstop. And that says runner at first, line to the shortstop. Only on a 1, we rolled a 4 on that, so there's no double play. So another line out to the shortstop. And here's William Contreras, not Wilson Contreras, but William Contreras. Here's a pitch. Runner on first, that's double sixes. That's a potential K. And he's got a 17 and 18. And that is a strikeout to retire the side. But the Braves pick up a couple. They take the lead 2-1 on a 2-run shot by Matt Adams, the DH. All right, here we are in the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Cano, Nito, and Nimmo against Sean Newcomb. There's a pitch, and that is a 2 and a 5, and that's a blank. So we take it to Cano's card. And that's going to be a 2 and a 4, and that's line base hit center field. Cano. Frozen rope to center, played by the center fielder Enciarte. Thomas Nito now. He's up. It's a right-handed hitter. The pitch from Newcomb. That's a 4 and a 6, and that's a walk plus. That's going to make it 18. And that's ball 4. And here we're going to get a Nimmo's going to bat. Now, I'm not going to bunt with Nimmo. If it was the pitcher bat, I would. So here's Nimmo. He's a lefty. Here's a pitch. That's a 3 and a 1. That's a ballpark result. And here goes on the ballpark. That's a 5 and a 4, and that is going to be a star line 5, which is a ground ball to second base. So we're going to roll for a double play here. He's a -2. He's a 1, but that infield is halfway. That makes it a 2 and a -2, which is a 0. But it's to second base, so Swanson is a 1. So again, we run into that situation where a 1 will be a double play, and we don't get it. It's a play to first. Both runners are going to move up. So Albies with 1 play. That's the first. That puts runners on second and third now for the top of the order. Ahmed Rosario. Here's a pitch to Rosario. That's a 3 and a 3, and that's, again, at the ballpark. These pitchers are not very good, so we're getting a lot of ballpark results. Here's a pitch on the ballpark. That's a 4-2, and that's going to be a pull home run again. And Rosario's a righty, so this is pulled down the left field line. Will it carry out? That's the question. Against a lefty, Rosario is a 4 home run, so it's doubtful. And it is a home run, 3-run shot. Stayed fair. And Rosario 2 for 2, and now he picks up a home run with 3 RBIs, drives in 7, 8, and 1. And the Mets have retaken the lead, 4-2. 3-run shot by Ahmed Rosario off the ballpark card. He pulled one down the line, and the question was, would it stay fair? And it did. We needed a 4, and we rolled a 3. All right, here is Jeff McNeil. Lefty on lefty. Let's pull all these dice out. And that's a 2 and a 5, and that's a blank. We go to McNeil's card. That's a 4 and a 6, and that is a drive in the gap, right center field, and that's going to drop in there. It's going to roll to the wall. 1 hop off the wall, played by the center fielder. Center fielder Enciarte, and McNeil's going to try for 2. Here's the throw, the tag, and he is safe. A one-out double for McNeil. Next is Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso steps in. He's a right-handed hitter. Hit over 50 home runs in 2019. Here he is in 2020. He will eventually hit 16 home runs in 2020, which equivalent would have been, he would have had at least a 35 homer year probably. Here's Sean Newcomb with the pitch. And that is a 5 and a 6, which is a tired single. I don't know that he's tired just yet. So it's not going to be a single just yet. And it's going to roll off of Pete Alonso, and that is line base hit to left field. Now McNeil go from second to home. McNeil is a 2, and he's going with one out. You know what? We may try it. Second to home with a hit. It's a +1 on a single to left. So it's a 3. Left fielder is Ozuna, no arm rating. So a 3 or less, and he scores. We got to go throw 2 here because this is the throw chart. We don't want a 6 and a 1. Let's see what the 1 tells us. So we got a 1. Check second die roll, which is a 4. And that is going to be so both lead runner scores on both. The question is, will Alonso's speed be greater than the second die roll? And he is not, so we don't have to worry. So that is basically going to be an RBI single for Alonso, and he's going to not advance, but he's going to hold there. And the Mets are up 5 now, 5-2. And it's Cespedes, still only one out, runner on first base. Here's a pitch from Newcomb to Cespedes. And that's a 2-2, and that's a blank. So we roll off Cespedes' card. And that's a 3-2, and that's going to be a star line 1, which is a ground ball to third. He's got a double play of 6. Holy smokes. A 6 minus 2 is a 4. And so a 4 or less is a double play. And they don't turn it. They do not turn the double play. And they do not get they do get the fielder's choice at second. So fielder's choice, that's 2 outs. And now it's Conforto. 5-2 Mets here in the bottom of the second. 2 terrible pitchers going at it. 3-3, and that is a ballpark card, straight up ballpark card for Conforto. And that's a 6 and a 5, and that is grounded chop to second base. Albies waits for it to come down, whips it to first in time, and that retires the side. But they pick up 4 big runs on 4 hits and a walk, the big hit being the 3-run homer by Ahmed Rosario. And we go to the top of the third. Sunday afternoon baseball. Now, this game is a really sluggish because of the 2 pitchers that are forcing a lot of ballpark lookups because of their terrible ERAs. One has an ERA of almost 6, and the other one has an ERA of 11. So it's Rick Porcello versus Ronnie Acuna here in the top of the third inning. That's double 6. That's a potential strikeout. It's a 14. That's an 18. There's no strikeout, so we roll off Acuna. And a 3-3 is going to be a drive down the line into the left field corner. Bounces away from the left fielder, and the center fielder is right there to pick it up. So leadoff double for Acuna. All right, Porcello to Albies. That's a 6 and a 5. It's a hit by pitch -4. It's a 2. So on a 2, he gets hit by a pitch. Nope. So that we roll off Albies now. That's a 2 and a 3, and that is a star line 3, which is a ground ball to third. Runner's going to hold on that. 1 out. Now, Freddie Freeman. Porcello looks in for the sign. Wines and deals. It's a 6 and a 2. That's an error on a throw. Error on a throw, so we're rolling that D20. We're going to check on Freeman's card. That's a 5-4. And it's grounded to second base. And on a 9, the second baseman, Cano. Let's look at Davis. Davis is in left field. That's a 2-19-0. Cano is a 2-3, so there's no error there. So he fields it cleanly over to first. And runner to third now with 2 outs. All right, and here's Marcell Ozuna with 2 outs and one on. Here's a pitch from Porcello. See if we can get a quick inning, 3-1. And that is going to be a base hit. Run scores 5-3. Line for a RBI single. It's going to be Matt Adams. Matt Adams homered, hit a 2-run shot. And that's a 6 and a 4. And that's a tired single. He's not tired yet. So that's going to take us to Matt Adams' card. That's a 6 and a 4. And that is popped up. Left side, third baseman. McNeil over, makes the catch, and that retires the side. But the Braves pick up a run on a couple of hits. And it's a 5-3 ball game. We go to the bottom of the third. Sean Newcomb will be facing J.D. Davis. All right, let me try to keep that in view. I keep on putting them outside of view. Keep on bringing them over here all the time. So let me also do this sort of thing there. Make a little bit extra space. Okay, so J.D. Davis is up. Here's the pitch from Newcomb. That's a 3 and a 6, and that's a range play. All right, and we're going to roll that D6. If it's a high, it's usually a hit, and it's going to be a 3, so we're going to have to check that. It's a 3 and a 6, and that could be against a lefty. It's going to be a double, but center fielder Enciarte, now I remember, is a 2, so that's going to drop in, and it gets by Enciarte. He plays it off the wall. Davis is going for 2. The throw, the tag, he is safe. Leadoff double for J.D. Davis. Cano now. Cano's up, and that's a 12, which is a base hit center field. Will Davis score? That's the question. Davis is a 2, and up the middle, run around second. Up the middle is he'll beat it with a 2 because it's a 1, and he's going to come around. They're going to wave him home. No throw, cut off. RBI single for Cano. The Mets are up 6-2 now. 6-3, excuse me. All right, so Newcomb 13. He's given up 6 runs, but how many hits? He's given up 1 hits and walks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he is tired. And that's going to be it for Newcomb. We're going to pull Newcomb, see if we can get something a little bit more realistic going here. We're going to bring in Chasen. He's given up 6 runs already. Holy smokes. There he is. Found Chasen. See if Chasen will give us 3 innings. That'd be nice. Julius Chasen. Newcomb's out. Chasen is in. Going to be facing Nito. And here it is. Chasen had a 7.20 ERA. Wow, this is a nightmare. All right, here's the pitch to Nito. Runner on first. 6-3 Mets. Bottom of the third. This is going to be a 2-hour game easily. That's going to be a 6 and a 4, and that's a blank. So that's going to take us to Nito's card. And that's a 2 and a 5, and a 2 and 5 is a fly ball center field over his NCR day, and he's there for the out. Brandon Nimmo. Pitch to Nimmo. That's a 6-6, and that's a range play. And we're going to throw the 2d6. That's a straight range play right off of Brandon Nimmo's card. And that's going to be a base hit, 2-5. And that falls in front of the right fielder. Would it be a single or a double? 5 or 6, and it's going to be a double, and it is going to be a double. Cano's going to hold at third base. I don't feel that's a hack right there. I don't feel like trying to score him here. Doesn't have very good speed anyway. So it's going to be second and third with only one out. Infield is going to be it's going to be in. Here's a pitch. And that's a 4-4 off of Chasen. That's going to be a walk plus. Against a righty, he's only a 1, so that's going to be an 11. And that is ball 4. That's going to load the bases. Now we're going to move the infield halfway for McNeil. Here's a pitch to McNeil. Bases loaded, 1 out. That's a 6 and a 4. That's a blank. Now we're looking at McNeil's card. That's going to be a fly ball left field. Will it be a sacrifice fly on a 3? It will be, and it is. Deep enough to score Cano. So XSF 7, and he drives in number 7, batter number 7. First and second with 2 outs. Mets are up 7-3 now. In the bottom of the third, they've scored a couple more. Here comes Pete Alonso. Hey there, RJL. How are you, brother? The Super Bowl hasn't started yet, right, my brother? It doesn't start till 5:30. I hope I'm not missing it. Oh, yeah, this is a nightmare, man. I don't know if I'm going to play any more 2020 games. This is nightmarish. Like every there's so many pitchers with like ERAs over 6, and it's just ballpark card. Like, you can't get through an inning. It's really hard. I hope I'm not missing the Super Bowl, right? I have it. I mean, it's going to start at 5:30, so I'm not going to miss that. Because don't get mad at me, but I'm rooting for Brady. I'm old school. I'm sorry, old school. He's old school. The other guy's new school. My son's rooting for the other guy, but I'm rooting for Brady. All right. Alonso. Here's a pitch. That's a 6 and a 1. Wait, 1 and 2. I don't even know what happened. Let's go back here. Let's continue. It's a blank. Let's do Alonso now. And that's going to be a 6 and a 2, and that's line base hit right field. That's going to score 1 run. Well, that's short because Nimmo was at second. So a base hit to right. Nimmo is blah, 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 blah. Nimmo is a 4. There's 2 outs, so he's a 5. A base hit to right. Second to home is going to be a +1. That's a 6. And the right fielder is a -1, so that makes it a 5. So let's throw down, and he scores. And stopping at third. We'll let Rosario go to third base. So first and third now. RBI number brings in number batter number or position batter number 9 on that. And the Mets are now up 8-3 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Chasen can't get anybody out. Here's Cespedes. Okay, pregame show. Whew, don't do that to me, man. Come on. I thought I was missing the Super Bowl. All right. I'm not a big football guy, to be honest with you, but the Super Bowl I'll watch. I got to be, with the mainstream. 62. Chase in. That's a blank. Another blank. A lot of blanks off these terrible pitchers. That's what I'm realizing. 66. Cespedes. That's popped up left side of the infield. 3rd baseman, Riley, he's there to put it away. But the Mets pick up another 3 runs. Holy smokes. On 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and a walk. And they lead it by a score of 8-3. We go to the top of the 4th. All right, top of the 4th is Rick Porcello facing Dansby Swanson, Riley, and Enciarte. Again, let's put that down here so you can see it. And that's a 3-1 off Porcello, which is a ground ball base hit. So Swanson leads it off with a single. Here's Riley up next. Pitch from Porcello. That's a 4 and a 5, and that's a potential K. And Riley is a 10, and that's a strikeout. So Porcello picks up his 2nd strikeout of the day. Next is Enciarte with a 6 and a 3, and that is going to be a wild. He's a 1-6 wild, and we roll a 13, so there won't be a wild there. We're going to do it again. Porcello. And that is a 2-2, and that's a potential strikeout. Enciarte is at 9, and he strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Porcello, so he's finding his slider. Moved away from his slider in the last couple of years with the Red Sox. He was a dominant pitcher when he was with the Detroit Tigers. Here's Contreras. That's a 1-2, and that's a right-hander home run chance. But that's a 0, so we're going to roll off Contreras. And a 4 and a 3, and that's a star line 4, which is a fly ball, deep left field. Back goes Davis to the track and hauls it in. No runs, 1 hit, none left, 1 left. And we go bottom of the 4th. Eight to 3 Mets. Bottom of the 4th, Conforto, Davis, and Cano. New pitcher, Matzek. And Matzek may be able to, stop the Mets offense because he had a 2.79 ERA, 29 innings pitched. He can go 6. We'll try to push him to go a few more. 6 batters, not 6 innings, obviously. Here's a pitch to Conforto, and that's going to be a 2 and a 1, and that's a wild, so we throw that again. And that's a 5 and a 2, and that's a potential strikeout. And it's no strikeout there. So we're going to roll off Conforto's card. And a 2 and a 4, and that is a drive in right center field. On the run is Enciarte, and he tracks it down. Great play. Great play by Enciarte. 1 away. Next is J.D. Davis. That's a 5-5. That's a range play. I can write that in there. Davis range play. And let's see what happens. We're going to throw that D6. Oh, that's probably going to be a hit. That was a 5. It's a 5-5. And that's going to be against a lefty is an out, but a 5 is going to get past them. Will it be? And it is an out, so we're going to try for a double. We make, nope, it's going to stop at first. So Davis with his second hit of the day, a single. Here's Robbie Cano. Lefty on lefty. Here's a pitch from Matzek. And that is a 3 and a 2, and that's going to be double question mark. 1 to 14 is going to be a single, and that's lined. Base hit to right for Cano. And right center field. Let's see if we can make it to third on that. We need a 4, and Davis is not going to be a 4. So we're going to hold first and second for the Mets. Here's Thomas Nido. No way Nido's going to get a hit. This guy, he batted, well, he actually had 24 bats. He had batted 292. It's pretty funny. That's a 2-1, and that's going to be wild. So it's 1 to 12 is a wild pitch, and it's no wild pitch. It's 15. So again, with Matzek, it's a 4 and a 2. That's a hit by pitch plus 2. Let's see if we no hit by pitch, and this takes us to Thomas Nido. That's a 3 and a 6, and that's a ground ball to third. Now with first and second, we got to see what kind of the whole thing we got to do. You got to roll one die, blah blah blah. One first and second towards the line. DP 5 to 3 only. Let's see if we can get the DP. He's a 2 minus 2, so it's going to be like a 1. Need a 1, otherwise it's going to be a. He steps on the bag. Let's see. We had a runner. The runner does not beat that throw. Does not beat the 3. So we're going to say that's a fielder's choice at third base. So it's I guess you can say it's a force out 5. Fielder's choice. Runners on first and second. And it's Nimmo. Hey there, Captain Carl. How are you, brother? Playing a game before the Super Bowl. Before I drink a couple of shots of tequila. All right, here's Nimmo. Oh, let me get a sip of my drink here. My Mets cup. Did you guys see my Mets cup? Check out my Mets cup, dude. This is my second Mets cup. Number 41. Cy Young, 69, 73, 1975. Tom Terrific. Cy Young. Love it. Gigantic cup. All right. Brandon Nimmo with 2 outs and runners on first and second against Matzek. Here's a pitch. That's a 6 and a 4, and that is going to be a K. Let's see if we can get the K to happen against a lefty. It's going to be an 11, and he strikes out Nimmo to retire the side. Matzek comes up big for the host. Let's get through some innings here. Come on. No runs. 2 hits, 2 left, top of the 5th inning. And what so far has been a 50-minute. If this keeps up, we're talking about a 2.5-hour game. Holy smokes. Come on now. Porcello against Acuna. 1-2, and that's going to be a home run on an 18. That's a deep drive to left center field, and back goes Davis. That is gone. Home run. Ronald Acuna sends a missile to left center field, and it's an 8-4 ball game now. This is hilarious. Jesus Christ. And RJL thought that Appa was bad with the home runs. Holy smokes. All right, everything's a home run possibility. We got like 4 home runs in this game so far. We're only in the 5th inning. All right, let's see. Nope. Hold on, I got my. All right, Ozzy Albies. And that's a 6 and a 3, and that's a wild. We're going to do that again. That's a 4 and a 6, and that is a potential strikeout unless he's tired already. He's got 18-19. He's given up 4 runs. That's a 12. He's going to have 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's not tired yet. 7 plus 4 is 11. Okay, so he can strike out Albies, who's a strikeout at an 11, and he does. Blows a fastball by Albies, 1 away. Next is Freddie Freeman. And that's a 2 and a 4, and that is going to be a ballpark on Freeman. And that's a 3-2, and that is a pull home run for Freeman. And Freddie Freeman against a righty is a 16 on that pull home run. That's a drive to right field, and that ball is out of here. 8-5 now. That is home run number 3 for the Braves. Overall, that is home run number 3 for the Braves, 1 for the Mets, but there's been a bunch of home run opportunities, it seems. All right, so 8-5, and Ozuna's up against Porcello. Porcello wishes he had that pitch back, but that's not going to happen. It's a 5 and a 5, and that's a home run question mark against a righty, 1-10. And that's a home run chance against a righty. It's a 13. Here's a swing, and that is a deep drive to left field. Back goes Davis to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. 3 home runs in this inning. Holy smokes for the Braves. And it's an 8-6 game now. All right. So that's going to be it for Porcello. He's out of there. Oswalt is coming in. Another crappy pitcher. Corey Oswalt. Let's see if I can find him without having to. Gotta get some of the natural oils from your fingers onto these cards so they don't stick together. I print my own cards, because I'm not going to play a lot of this season. Why am I going to buy a whole season set and just store it? It makes no sense. Can't take it with me. If I was 20 years old, maybe I'd store it. But. So Oswalt, where is Oswalt? Come on, boy. There he is. Corey Oswalt's coming in with his 4.85 ERA. Holy smokes. Porcello is out. He did a crappy job. Not even a line to win it. We're pulling him. He's going to be facing, Oswald's going to be facing Matt Adams. Here's the pitch with 1 out in the top of the 5th in an 8-6 game. That's double sixes. That's a wild. So we're going to do it again. That's a 6 and a 3. That's a potential K. And it's a 16. 16 or less, and we get it. So Oswalt strikes out Adams. Hallelujah. Next is Dansby Swanson, who's 1 for 2. And that's a 1 and a 2, and that's a potential strikeout. Swanson is a 12 plus 1 is a 13. He strikes out. Back-to-back Ks. And Oswalt gets the Mets out of the inning. And that's 3 runs on 3 hits, 3 home runs, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. 90 home runs in 30 games at Citi Field is a lot. Wow. Yeah, I know. You don't got to tell me. Preaching to the choir, my friend. You're right. Absolutely. It's nuts. And with these terrible pitchers who give up a ton of home runs. Let's see. Let's see how many home runs Porcello gave up. Porcello gave up 5 home runs, all right, which is not too bad. How about the other nut job? What's his face? Newcomb. He gave up 4 home runs in this game, though. He gave up 5 home runs overall, but he gave up 4 home runs in this game. Let's see. Sean Newcomb, how many home runs he gave up? I don't even know if I can find him now. He gave up 4 home runs in 13 innings. All right, so it's Matzik is still in there. Matzik is still okay. He pitched to 5 batters. He has 1 more. And let's put that up here so everybody can see what's going on. And here's the pitch from Matzik. It's the bottom of the 5th. It's an 8-6 ball game, 2-3, and that's a potential strikeout against a lefty. He's a 4 plus 1 is a 5, and no strikeouts. So we're rolling off Rosario's card. That's a 5 and a 3, and that's a star line 2, which is a ground ball to third. Riley up with it, fires to first, and they just get Rosario by inches. Gonna have to look at that. So from the dugout, they're saying to hold on because they may review this. And no, he was out, but it was a close one. Jeff McNeil, Rosario can fly. He's now with the Cleveland Indians. He was never really a strong fundamentals player. You know, they actually would make fun of him from the bench when he would walk. He would just have like a handful of walks in the whole season as a 1 and 2 batter, which wasn't good. He could hit, but his on base percentage was low. Jeff McNeil so far has grounded out, doubled, and hit a sacrifice fly. So he's 1 for 2 today. Bottom of the 5th against Matzik. Matzik has gone his 6. So from this point on, that's a 3 and a 1. 3 and a 1 is a potential walk. And McNeil has got a 9 there. And no, he does not walk. So that's going to take us to 17. It's going to take us to McNeil's card. And that's grounded to chop to the first baseman, Freeman, who's going to step on the bag ahead of McNeil for out number 2. And here is Pete Alonso. That's a 3 and a 6. That's a potential strikeout. Pete Alonso against a lefty's a 13. Strike 3. Gets him. Pete Alonso chases the ball outside the strike zone, and he's not happy with himself, shaking his head as he waits for his hat and his glove. Out comes Cano and hands it to him. All right, we'll go to the top of the 6th. It is 8-6 Mets. Austin Riley's coming up. Ender Enciarte and Contreras. I think it's William Contreras. Yeah, this is a home run derby. Modern baseball is home run derby. Austin Riley. Here's a pitch. That's a 3 and a 5, and that's going to be at the ballpark. And there's a lot of home runs at Citi Field, a ton of them. At the ballpark, let's see what happens. No range play there. It's a 3 and a 4, and that's going to be a center field, a drive to deep center field off the bat of Riley. And Riley's a 10, and that ball is nope. So Riley's going to get to swing, and that's going to be a 5-5, and that's line base hit center field. So Riley singles to lead off the top of the 6th off of Corey Oswalt. Put that to the side there. Ender Enciarte is next. Pitch from Oswalt. That's a 4 and a 4, and that is a potential K. Enciarte is a 9, no K, so we're rolling off Enciarte. That's a 5 and a 4, and that is going to be a ground ball to third. Another Met pitcher with a -2. So you're looking at a 0 -2, and that's no chance for a double play. So I guess we can roll to see if we get a fielder's choice, and we should be able to get the fielder's choice, and we do. So it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. Contreras now. Here's Oswalt. And Oswalt may be tired already. No, not yet. He can go a long way, actually. 6'5". 6'5" is a potential K. Hopefully he can get it. 17, 18, he should get it. And it is an 18, right on the button. 2 out. And here is Top of the order, Acuna. Acuna is 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Here's a pitch from Oswalt. That's a 5 and a 6. That's a potential K. He is a 14, and we get a 14 on the nose. And he back-to-back Ks for Oswalt. And no runs and 1 hit. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Score is 8-6 Mets. All right, we got Matzek versus Cespedes is in the bottom of the 6th. Here's a pitch from Matzek, and that is a 1 and a 3. That's a potential strikeout. It's a 20, so it's an automatic. I didn't even have to roll. So Cespedes goes down swinging for the fences. What else is new? Here's Conforto, pitch from Matzek. And that's a 3 and a 4. That's a K plus, and that is a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Matzek. Now I like this. Now I'm liking this. This is J.D. Davis. He's a right-handed hitter. Steps in the box. Matzek winds and deals. That's a 2 and a 5, and that's a potential K. And we're looking at a 10, and he strikes out the side. Big inning for Matzek. No runs, no hits, none left. Top of the 7th. Corey Oswalt is another one who's staying in there. He can go wild, so we're going to squeeze him for as much as we can get out of him. He's going to face Albies, Freeman, and Ozuna. It's only a 2-run game. A lot of offense in this game. Holy smokes. But the pace has picked up a little bit, thank God. That's going to be a 6 and a 4, and that is a potential strikeout to Albies. It's a 12, and he strikes out. He's struck out on the 12. So a high fastball gets Albies chasing. Here's Freddie Freeman, pitch from Oswalt. And that's a 1 and a 5. That's a potential K. And Freeman against a righty is going to be a 7. And that's a 2. Strike 3. So Oswalt struck out 4 in a row. And here comes Ozuna. Pitch from Oswalt. That's a 2 and a 4. That's another K potential. And against a right, it's going to be a 10. And that is strikes out the side. Corey Oswalt. Holy smokes. Pitching like Nolan Ryan. Oswalt had 11 Ks in 13 innings. We go to the bottom of the 7th. This is 7th inning stretch time. Matzek has gone 3 so far. So we will let him go one more. If he can. Here's a pitch to Cano. In the bottom of the 7th, Cano's 3 for 3. Singled in the 2nd, singled in the 3rd, and drove in the run, and then singled in the 4th. One of my favorite players of all time. I know I take a lot of heat about that, but it's a 4-1. That's a walk plus. And on Cano against a lefty is going to be 16. So we got to beat, and we are under that 16, so it is a walk. Cano keeps his perfect day intact. Thomas Nito's next. And let me see. So he was tired already because he can go 6. And you know what? We're going to pull him right there on that walk. We're going to pull him, and we are going to bring in Oswalt. Still in there. We're going to bring in Dayton. So Matzek is out. He did a great job. Made this game playable. Another lefty's coming in. Grant Dayton. He's going to be facing Thomas Nito. And Dayton had a 2.30 ERA in 27 innings pitched. Hallelujah. Here's a pitch. Dayton, it's going to be a 4 and a 3, and that is going to be a walk plus. And it's going to be an 18. And that's ball 4. So back-to-back walks by the Braves pitching staff, with runners on 1st and 2nd, and an 8-6 Mets ball game. Brandon Nimmo And Brandon Nimmo is playing center field. He's a 2-5-0 out there. And here's the pitch to Nimmo. I'm not a bunter, and I'm not going to be bunting. 4-3. And that is going to be a walk plus again, the same exact number. And that's an automatic walk. Bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks by Dayton. And here's Ahmed Rosario with the infield is in. And that's a 1 and a 5. A 1 and a 5 is a K plus. And he's against a lefty. It's going to be a 15. We've got to beat a 15. And we don't. So we're rolling off Rosario. See what happens. Infield in with the bases loaded. That's a 2 and a 4. And that's going to be star line 6, which is a fly to right. Will be no sacrifice fly. We're going to hold. We're going to pull a hack. Just say hold. We're not going to try to score him. Cano anyway. He's not a fast runner. Here's Jeff McNeil. Again, now the infield's going to go halfway. I'm going to play it halfway. And McNeil, here's the pitch from Dayton. It's a 4 and a 2, and that's a home run question mark against a left-handed batter. It's only on a 1, and then otherwise we're taking it to McNeil's card. And remember, McNeil's a 300 hitter, and it's going to be a star line 6, a fly to right, but he's got a 3 on the sacrifice fly, and that is going to be a sacrifice fly deep enough. It's a second sac. 4, second time Cano scores on a sacrifice fly by McNeil. So it's a 7 now. A 9-6 ball game. And that's 2 outs. And here is Pete Alonso. Let's see, Captain Carl. This is more like a home run derby. Dave Kingman and Rob Deere. Yep. All right, Pete Alonso, first and second. Here's a pitch to Alonso. That's a 6 and a 4, and that's going to be a potential strikeout. Alonso is going to be against a lefty. He's a 13 plus 1, and he strikes out to retire the side. But the Mets pick up a run on 3 walks and a sac fly, and they lead at 9-6. We go to the top of the 8th. Corey Oswalt's gone 2 and 2/3. He's faced 7-9 batters. He can face 12 in relief. So we're pushing him to that. And he's going to face Adams, Swanson, and Riley in the top of the 8th inning. The Braves are down by 3 runs. Here's the pitch from Oswalt. That's a 2 and a 3, and that's a potential strikeout. Adams is a 15 plus 1 is a 16, and he strikes out. That is 6 in a row for Oswalt. And Swanson next. That's a 3 and a 5. And a 3 and a 5 is a ballpark. And a ballpark, let's see what happens. That's going to be a 2-2, and that's popped up. Back of home. And catcher Nito is there. Makes the catch. 2 down. And here's Riley. A 2 and a 6. That's a home run chance. A 10. That's a swung on, and that's a deep drive. Left center field. Back goes Nimmo, and that's gone. The 5th home run by the Braves today. The first one by Riley. And it's 9-7 now. And that, my friends, is going to be it. It's going to be it for Oswalt. Did a great job. And who are we going to bring in now? We're going to bring in Betances. Dylan Betances is coming in to face. Oh, that's a lefty's coming up. So let's bring in the lefty. Let's see who the Mets had as a lefty. Justin Wilson's coming in to face the lefty. So Wilson comes in. Oh, put it in the wrong spot. Wait a second. And we're going to see a pinch hitter. It's going to be Camargo. switch hitter. So Camargo is going to face Wilson. Now we got to let Wilson go 3 batters, and that's okay. Let's see if I can find Camargo here. It's a 9-7 ball game here in the top of the 8th inning. The Braves have hit 5 home runs. Joanne Camargo, pinch hit against Wilson for Ender and CR. You know what? Who's going to play? And then we'll move Acuna to center, and we'll put. You know what? I'm going to bring in Culberson. I'm going to bring it because I can put Culberson in right field, and that's less. And he's also a righty, so I'm going to bring in Charlie Culberson. So he'll pinch hit, and then he'll play right field. So let's pull. We're not doing Camargo because this is a little bit less work for me, and they both of them, you know, are good enough. They work. All right, so he'll be in. Oh wait, Charlie Culberson can't play right field. Wait a second, I thought he did play right field. Could have swore he played right field. Who did they have to play right field if they pin? Who's their other center fielder? Oh, Riley. Wait. No, we're bringing Camargo in. Hold on. Camargo's going to go to third. Riley's going to go to. What does Albies do? What does Albies play? Hold on a second. Albies plays. Acuna can play right field. No, not Albies. Not Albies. I'm thinking of. Riley can play third base, I believe. Let's see. Can Riley play third? Riley can play left field. Riley can play left field. Who moves into center field? Acuna is in right field, so he's going to move to center field. Riley's going to go to. Wow, this is a huge pain, dude. Wait a second. All this to pinch hit for Enciarte. I should have just left him in. Okay, Duvall, Adam Duvall. Oh, that's who we're bringing in. We're bringing in Adam Duvall. Duvall can play all the fields. Pinch hitter right field, Duvall. Oh yes, thank you. My life is perfect now. That was complicated. See, I don't know the Braves all that well, you know, like that off the top of my head. So it took me a little bit. All right, so Duvall is up against Wilson, 2 out, nobody on, top of the 8th, 9-7 ball game. And here's a pitch from Justin Wilson. And that is a 4-2, and that is going to be a walk plus. It's going to be a 17. And it is a walk, base on balls. So that brings the tying run to the plate now in a 9-7 ball game in Contreras, but we are going to pinch hit for Contreras. We are going to pinch hit for Contreras and see who else is a catcher. Jackson is still around. So we're going to pinch hit. We're going to Culberson, pinch hitter, and then we're going to bring in Jackson to catch. All right, so he's out, and Culberson is in to pinch hit with 1 on and 2 out. That Culberson is a tying run right here, so the game got pretty good at the end. Top of the 8th. Here's a pitch from Justin Wilson, and that's a 4-2, and that is going to be again. We just rolled that. That's going to be a walk plus, which makes it a 10 because Culberson's got 0. And that is going to be, he should actually have, if he had no walks, he should have a negative. Culberson only had 7 at bats, by the way, but he did pinch hit in this series. So that is going to be a 3. So it is going to be a walk. So back-to-back walks, and that brings the go-ahead run up in Ronald Acuna, who's got power. He hit a double and a homer today. It's 2 for 4. And still, Justin Wilson is going to have to. I don't know if I should have brought in Justin Wilson. Would have been better off bringing in because then now I had to face the whole bench. I had to face the Braves bench. Whereas if I would have left the righty in there, maybe I wouldn't have done that. They would have left Inciarte in there. All right, so there's Acuna. Here's a pitch from Wilson. And that is a 2 and a 3, and that's a potential K. He's going to be a 14, and he gets them to retire the side. Big pitch by Wilson, and in the ninth, we're going to see Diaz. So that's going to be 1 run on 1 hit, 2 left, and it's a 9-7 ball game. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. See if I can. All right, here are the Mets. Mets were facing Dayton. It's going to be Cespedes, Conforto, and Davis against Dayton. And here's the pitch. Nobody on, nobody out. It's a 2-2, and that's wild. So we roll again on Dayton's card, and that's going to be a 6 and a 2, and that's going to be a potential strikeout. It's an automatic K. Second time Cespedes strikes out. Here's Conforto. And that's a 6 and a 5. That's a potential home run. Against a lefty, it's a 13. That's a deep drive off the bat of Conforto, and that is no foul. So we're going to roll off Conforto now. And that's a 2 and a 6, and that's line and caught by the second baseman, Albies. 2 outs, and here's J.D. Davis. The 5 and a 3, and that is a tired single. Is he tired? He's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is tired. That's a base hit through the infield. 2 on, 1 out, and that's going to be it. We will bring in. Hold on. We will bring in Tomlin, Minter. Got all these guys. Got a bunch of guys. Tomlin and Minter. We got a lefty cut coming up. Let's see. Tomlin, Minter. Minter's a lefty. Perfect. So we're going to bring in another lefty to face Cano. Dayton goes out. Minter comes in. And with 2 out and 1 on, here's Robbie Cano. He's 3 for 3 and a walk, 2-5. That's a 2 and a 5. That's a home run question mark, 1-9. And it's an 8. So we're going to roll against a lefty. That's a deep drive off the bat of Cano, and that's out of here. 2-run shot, Robbie Cano. And Cano's 4 for 4. Drives in 6 and 7. Mets now lead at 11-7. Robbie Cano, a 4 for 4 day. And here's Nito. Pitch from Minter. That's a 3 and a 5, and that is going to be a ballpark. And the ballpark is a 5 and a 6, and that's going to be line base hit. And Nito's going to try for 2. And a 3. He is a 1. There's 2 outs. There's a 2. And he's going to hold. He's not going to make it for the double. He's going to hold out a single. And here's Nimmo. Pitch from Minter. That's a 5 and a 2. And Minter, that's a K. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2. That's a potential K. And that is a strikeout to retire the side. So Nimmo strikes out. And we go top of the 9th in an 11-7 ball game. Let's go Mets. And it was Diaz coming out, but now with a 4-run lead, we're still going to bring out Diaz. So Diaz is coming out, going to get some action. And it's going to be Diaz against Ozzy Albies. Albies, Freeman, and Ozuna. Here's the pitch from Edwin Diaz, who ended the season with a 1.75 ERA in 25 innings. Hopefully he can keep that up. Found his rhythm. That's a 3 and a 1. That's a wild. And that's a 1 and a 3, and that's a ballpark. And that's a 4 and a 6, which is a star line too, which is chopped to second. Cano. Actually, that's Jimenez. Jimenez came in to replace Cano at second base. So Freddie Freeman's up with 1 out, top of the 9th. 11-7 Mets. That's a 6 and a 2, and that's a walk plus. That's a automatic walk. So runner on first. And here's Marcell Ozuna. It's from Edwin Diaz. That's a 6 and a 5. It's a range play at the ballpark. Range play at the ballpark. So we're going to do that. Let's throw the... And it's a 2, so it's probably an out. It's a 4-4, and that's a double, but that's going to be caught by the center fielder, Nimmo. So he robs Ozuna. It's a drive in the gap, and out of nowhere comes Nimmo and makes the catch. 2 out. And here goes. Here's Adams. I didn't have to roll this one. That's a snake eyes. That's a double question mark. 1-17 is a home run check. And it is going to be a home run check. And it's going to be actually, this is Matt Adams. And it's going to be a 10 is a deep drive. And nope, that's foul. So here's a pitch off Adams. And that's a 1-2. And that's line and caught by the shortstop. Ball game over. So Mets came up with a run there in the bottom of the 8th. Actually, it was a 2-run home run. There we go. 2-run home run by Robbie Cano. Came up with 2 runs on 3 hits. And they took an 11-7 lead here in the top of the 9th. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, 1 left. And the Mets pull it out 11-7 in what is a 1 hour, 23-minute ball game. Ouch. And the hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 hits. 5 out of the 11 hits were home runs. No, 1 error actually in this game, and that was on Ozuna. So Ozuna did make an error. And all right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hits for the Mets. So this game had 25 hits, 18 runs, 1 error, 1, 2, 7 home runs, and a bunch of almost home runs. Mets win it by a score 11-4. The Braves, 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. The Mets with 11 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error. The win is going to go to Oswalt, who pitched a heck of a game. The loss will go to the starter, Newcomb, who was down from the beginning. There was no doubt. And that's about it, guys. I don't know what else to say. RJL, let's see RJL, 2019 most home runs ever hit in 1 year. Jesus. Crazy. And the ball was juiced. Of course the ball was juiced. Oh, the pitching was that bad. No, the pitching is not that bad. There's no way. The ball is major juiced. Plus the ballparks are tiny. They keep on bringing them in. You ever notice that? There's all this space between what was the ballpark and now, all the bullpens are all of a sudden taking up all this space between what was the park, the original park, and the wall that was brought in like 15 feet. So they made these little, ballpark into shoeboxes. So these big, powerful monstrosity of guys, 6'6", 250 pounds, of pure steel are swinging, in shoe boxes, and of course, every fly ball is a home run. How is a pitcher going to compete, dude? Come on. Thank you, RJL, and watch RJL's channel. He does great stuff. It's always a pleasure to watch him, and his excitement is definitely contagious. And what time is it? It is 3:30, so I'm going to have a snack, and then I will start getting ready for the Super Bowl with dinner and so on and so forth. So thank you guys, and we'll see you later. I don't know what else I'm doing. This one was this game was grueling. It took a lot out of me, believe it or not. The first 3 innings took like an hour. Um, yeah, and that was tiring. Could not get out of one each hit. I mean, the two starting pitchers were terrible. Sean Newcomb and Rick Porcello. What a nightmare that was. Man, now you know why I play 70s and 60s, 70s, and 80s baseball. Thanks for Carl was here, Captain Carl. It's always good to see Captain Carl. Let's see, let's get and those are the guys that spoke up and said hi. So thanks, and I will see you guys later. Keep on rolling those dice. Stay safe.